right, so let's step into the party order entry flow itself. So another great thing about this system, we want to always know where we are. We always want to know where we need to go next. And so this navigation bar is available in all order types. Now, of course, it has to do with the order that you're in. But for party flow especially, we need to know where we are and what we need to still do. So if you always go to the top of the page in the flow, you're going to see this. You can use this for navigation or just to understand where you are. We have navigation top and bottom of every screen. So if you've scrolled down, there's a continue button. If you're at the top, you've got the bar to go. Okay, so the first screen is confirm party totals. Now in that booking screen that I was showing you earlier, there are two buttons. One says add details now. The other one says add details later. Add details later takes you to that open party screen. Add details now will actually skip this screen because remember, we want you skipping steps. So if you're doing kind of an all-in-one enter the party, you just say add details now and you've then skipped a screen.
Because sometimes you go in and you create a party and you want to put in the orders and it's all in one step. But a lot more commonly, it's either like that party got there as a booking from another party, or you just want to create the party so that you can get the party link to send out, but the party's down the road. So the system is really flexible, really easy to figure out where am I.
And again, we tried to build that throughout the entire system. Okay. So this is the confirmed shipping defaults. This is another example of where you can set this up in your consultant profile and pretty much skip this screen. Just click continue if you're always doing it the same way. So we have ship to host, which is the contact address of the host, ship consultant, which is your shipping address. You have direct shipped to all guests. What that'll do is that'll just lock in direct ship for every guest. Again, just saving you a step. If you have 10 people on a Facebook party, that's 10 clicks that you've saved. Okay?
So again, smart but flexible. So you as the consultant on your profile, my business, my profile is what it looks like here. You'll say, I always want it to default to shipping to my host. That means when you come in here, it's going to be on host. If you want to say, I always want to default to shipping to the consultant, when you come in here, it's going to be on consultant. But then you can change it per party. You can say this party, it's a Facebook party, it's going to default to direct ship. But then you also, in each individual customer, can change
it for each customer.
So
you
really
can have multiple.
Smart, but flexible.
All right, so here we have the add guest and order screen. This is really where the magic happens. This is your order form on paper, or on the screen, excuse me. Your order form on paper represented on screen is what I should say. So you have guest information, contact information, you have their order, you might have their payment, you might have a booking for them. All of that can happen right here.
So as much information as you give the system is the amount of useful information it can give you back. And it's underneath the bulleted details here, but everything about the guest is here. So again, if they're already in your system, you type SAR and it pulls up all your Sarahs, right? And if it already has their address in there, then it'll just autofill all of that. If it only has their email address, or now you have their street address, then it adds that to the contact and saves it. So it's just super smart.
And yeah, buried under the little banner there with the words is the direct ship rocker. You've got radio buttons there where you can set a direct ship for that guest. You can also set them up for ripple effect right in the screen as well. So this is the control panel. This is where you do your main navigation for this screen. All of these icons you see, there is a person, which is their account. Right next to that is a little shopping cart for their order. Next to that is a little book for booking, and then delete. You can delete various aspects of them or the guest themselves.
So when you see non-attending guests, they're going to show in this list with all of those icons. And that's where you just click the little booking icon, save their booking date, just exactly the same as you would for an attending guest.
Exactly.
Really, really easy.
If we advance to the next slide, we can actually see that here. So I have 3 guests that have themselves saved and an order, 1 guest that has a booking in addition. Non-attending guests will show up in the same list, but most things are read-only. The account information and order information are read-only because the order's already been placed, but you can still add a booking for them here. So again, very easy navigation and see who's done what. And just to the left of that is the party summary information. So summary information is kind of, keep it in your head, summary information is always on the left of the screen. It goes down the left side. And it will be in context for who you're dealing with and what order type you're dealing with. If you change to direct ship, you'll see that down there. You can actually see on the screen it says Consultant, Damian Mobley, Consultant. If it was the host, it would say their name and then host in parentheses. If it's a direct ship, it'll have the guest name and it'll say direct ship in parentheses. So very easy to see what's going on with that particular guest.
And note at the top, the menu bar going across. You know right where you are, where you can go next, or you can skip steps. Okay, that's the nice thing about the new system, is you know where you are, and it intuitively takes you to the next step.
Okay, so once we've saved a guest, another really nice thing, and I keep coming back to what they're saying, it's very important that you enter your guest data because we have some very powerful tools for you. You enter the guest, you save them, now you have a contact, you can add a note. So they want to, as I had mentioned, they wanted to do a booking in a couple of months, but they don't have a date yet. Right on this screen, you hit that, you enter the note, you say, check the check mark that says follow up, enter a date and time, and once you cross that line, that icon's going to show up on the landing page.
Or I would really like to be a consultant when school's out, or I'm having a baby in January, but I would like to not go back to work. All of those things, you put in your notes, you click the little follow-up button, and you put in a date. Right? Gold in and gold comes out.
Yep, it's only as good as the information that you put in. So that's why start training your teams to put in contact information, because the system can work for us instead of us struggling with it and struggling with a paper system.
So remember, right on the dashboard at the very top next to the shopping spree, it has that little follow-up that you can see, that little bell that'll show up. That'll take you right back in here. You can put more notes and make a new date. You can mark it as completed and put your notes in. This is really, really going to help you look good to your customers.
All right, so the next one, that party summary screen right there, what I like to call the hero totals, or the most important totals about the party, are always displayed in every screen. But if you notice those little icons right there, you click those, and that's going to bring up the same screens that we showed you from the open party screen. Okay? So again,
now, let's just say you're in a promotion month, and you're like, okay, 250 subtotal A. It has to be 250 subtotal A. What total is that? Subtotal A. It's not going to be hard for them to find. But also think about your casual consultants that are putting in an order for them and their mom, right? And they're putting it in as a party. And they're like, where do I get my discount? I don't understand. Right there. They have a rolling total of what the discounted cost is due to Norwex as they put the party in, always right there on the margin.
They've really made the verbiage very clear, the amount that is owed to Norwex. Okay, that is the amount of retail minus your 35% commission. How many times on that submit screen that we have right now, it's tough, and you get those casual consultants like, well, I paid, but where's my commission at? Where's this? And the other nice feature that Damien has in there is you have like two relationships. You have the relationship with the customer, and it will show you, and the verbiage is the amount customer owes versus the amount you owe Norwex. So there's kind of two relationships there, and he'll expound on that a little bit.
Definitely. We try and make it as blatant as we can because we want a very low barrier of entry to this software. We don't want to have people coming to you and asking you repeatedly, how do I know this? Where do I look? We're really hoping that this is going to be very successful in that vein. And
it's those same, remember that grid of little pictures? It's the same picture. So the little present picture is going to pull up exactly what the host has earned. Mm-hmm. The little list picture is going to show the number details. Yeah.
Okay, so another nice little feature. So this is the order grid for a guest. You had a question?
Oh, I missed it. This is my favorite. So what would you like to have happen if, like, maybe you don't memorize all the item numbers? Like, if you just typed in...
Oh, you have them all memorized, right?
M-A-T.
You have the item numbers memorized, right?
And it's like, a mattress cleaner, a bath mat, what are you looking for? Like, if the system were really helpful, what if the host had $10.42 left and you said, what do we have in the system that's $9.99? Yeah. Thank you, Damien.
Shall we take a look? Okay, you click the down arrow right next to that, and it will load all of the catalog products If you start typing, it's going to filter it for you. Use the arrow key, tab, enter, and you've entered the product. You don't have to use the mouse. You can actually enter products very fast in an order this way.
So easy for new consultant, but it'll save us time, right? Like, I don't know the item numbers.
Don't?
All right, so then we go on to the host order. A couple of things to note here. It is the same. Remember, every order type, we're going to try and make it the same. So you know one, you know them all. A difference from what you're used to right now is you can actually go into overage on the host order, and then you can keep adding things there. It's one order grid. You don't have to stop and then add to the next one. Anything that is purchased at retail, including the overage, adds to your sub A. It does not add to star 2, it adds to star 4. So that's an important note.
And it's so it's the same as how the policy is right now. It's just easier to understand in the system.
Sure, my part? So it's okay, it's all one order grid. Let me back up a second here. Right now, you kind of get to the end of your host award, and then you go into another grid, right? This one is all the same. It calculates all of that out of one grid.
So let's say your host has $62 of credit and she orders $65 of product. That $3, you get commission on it. It counts as subtotal A, but it doesn't count toward her free percentage. Just because that would get into an endless infinite loop math-wise. But it does count toward the star 4 package. Anything left over. Yes, good point. So any host overage counts towards star 4. Yeah.
And by the way, we do warn you on the screen, if you try and step out of that screen with host rewards left, there will be a little pop-up that says you're leaving something on the table. Are you sure you want to? Okay, the last thing about the host screen, another nice little feature, instead of having to go through every part of the list, right on the bottom of that host order, this in green, you can basically just read this off to your host, where it says, your host received $133.86 of Norwex products for only $23.17, a savings of $110.69 for hosting a Norwex party.
So take out a little note card and handwrite exactly what that says and mail it off.
Screenshot it and email
You
it.
look
You're all set.
amazing. Yeah, whichever.
So this really does facilitate easy communication, and it's just another one of those things that we're going to keep building in for you. Things that you don't have to think, you don't have to calculate, you just look, you can trust the number, communicate that number, and get on your way.
And do note again at the top, let's say you got another order or whatever, you can just go back and click on Add Guest and Orders. You can move about there and know right where you are. Easy peasy.
Our job when we're testing it is to press every button from every screen and see if we can break it.
So let's go ahead and keep going. Now what we do, once we're done with the host orders, we step into a bookings review screen. Okay, so we want to make sure that if you have bookings you've forgotten to enter, or you've gotten past the host order, the host knows someone else that they want to have a booking, so they get another gift. Here's a place that you can add that without having to backtrack. You can have the host, if the host wants another booking because they like what happened, based on what you told them in the host order, right? You can add a booking for the host here. Also, if someone is not a guest and you don't want to backtrack and add them as a guest, you can add a booking in this screen without adding them as a guest in the other screen. Okay?
Smart and flexible, right?
That's right. Okay, so let's just do a quick look about pay for orders. The great thing about this screen, it is very highly flexible. We try and make the easiest thing come first, but you can do multiple orders with one payment. You can do multiple payments with one order, or anything in between. You also have available your account balance. If you have any account balance that has not been paid out to you, that will be available in the payment method dropdown. But you'll notice where it says due Norwex right there, that is the wholesale amount. You can close a party when you've paid the wholesale amount, so we are assuming you're taking your 35%. But you can pay up to the retail value of the party as well. And we'll see that breakdown here in another screen.
So again, they just made it really flexible because you can also, when you're putting each individual guest, you put their payment in right there and as you're going through. But they know that some people are used to putting all the payments in at the end of the order. So if you prefer to do it that way, the system allows you to choose to do it that way. So anything you've put in under each individual guest is already taken off all of the totals due when you get to this screen.
Right.
And then has anybody ever had someone say, I don't understand how I'm getting paid? I put these credit card numbers in. Where's my payment? We made that so much easier. I love this screen. Can I just keep talking?
Sure.
So it'll show you, again, this is the total amount due. Everything just makes so much sense. So it
really
won't be
changed the verbiage so
this
that we can
mystery
understand it.
of explaining to people how you get paid. This is what you got paid. We applied the discount. Account balance, that's where, like anything that we have saved from a previous party. But the bottom part is so cool that now they're going to see this. This is the total commission you've earned. This is what's applied. And then this bottom number was nowhere before. And now they're going to see exactly this is commission you earned that is posted to your account. And that's the one that's available for us to use for anything. We can use it for catalogs. You can, get it paid out with the commission checks if you want to. So it should be so clear for people to understand how they're getting paid.
And so summary information always on the left of the screen. Again, it changes based on the screen that you are on. Okay, and so the review. Now, reviews can get pretty wordy if you have a big party. And so what we've done here is every section is laid out very logically, and you can collapse everything. And so you just work on one section at a time. Another thing about this is it's really kind of peeling layers of the onion. A lot of the leadership that we talk to, they just want to see the basic numbers because they're pretty confident in what they ordered. They checked all of that previously. They don't really want to have to scroll all the way to the bottom. And so we have summary information at the top. It's that 4-star host plan at the top with all of that information. And then you just start getting more and more detailed as you go down. So once you actually submit the party, then what we do is we provide you a link to print everything about the party if you want to. But also, if you scroll down into the guest and host orders, what we have are icons that will allow you, and I think, the next one, sorry, steal my own thunder there. You can export PDF. You can send an email with that particular receipt. You can also print that particular receipt just for that guest.
Isn't that email option amazing, ladies?
Remember,
Yeah.
go hug your IT people in the green shirts.
It loads it for you. Now, that is not functioning quite yet out there. We haven't turned emails on, so it's just going to load a blank bulk email form if you click that right now. But it will fill all of that in for you by the time that we go live. I'm sorry?
The guest.
Yeah, it's for the guests.
It's for
But there's
the
also
guests.
a section for the host as well.
And again, information, like Louisa said, gold in, gold out. That's why it's imperative to, get and gather as much information as you can and put it in the system.
Right. Okay, so let's go back to this. Now let's talk about customer order flow.
I'm just going to stop.
Okay.
Anybody ever had somebody wants to order, they want it applied to a party, but they want it shipped now? What do we have to do in the current system? Would you like to just be able to do that from your back office and be able just to pay your portion or give them a discount? Okay. Damien's going to show you how that works.
So you see a little button right there. But first off, what we're going to talk about is the flow, and then we'll get to that. So this looks familiar. Learn one, know them all. Same type of navigation at the top. Same contact lookup, same order grid. Okay, so the same thing happens there. It happens in the shopping spree. It happens in your personal supply orders. Okay, it all happens the same. But here we have it. Here's the cool thing, what she was just mentioning. So for Office Suite members, we are allowing you within your Norwex Consultant office to make a ship now order. That's really what this becomes, is a ship now order. What will happen is if you enter this order, you attach it to this party, you close the order, it goes into the party and looks like a non-attending guest order. It will be reflected there. Okay? So no more trying to go out to your personal website and impersonating a customer. You can do it right in your consultant office.
And do you notice when select party, he just typed DA and it's pulling up any open parties. You just click. And that's when a customer's ordering from your website, just in case we run out of time and don't get to show you the detail, that's exactly what it does for them. They start typing and it pulls up a list of your open parties. And it has a big blue button, add order to party. So again, you may not even need to use that because you have this fabulous direct party link that you can just copy and email and post on the Facebook event and all that. But if someone does go directly to your website, even, you have customers that are like, hey, I need to order some laundry detergent. Do you have an open party I can apply it to? Like, it'll be right there. They can just select it without even calling you. and apply it to anybody's party. Just, Merry Christmas.
It's fantastic. I was very happy when I saw this one come off the line. It was a really nice feature to add. But like I said, we download these things in the background for you, and there's another example. You can look it up by the date. You can look it up by the party name. Okay, so familiar order summary in customer order. And as she mentioned, you can now start using that 35% discount here. You don't have to pay retail. This is within NCO, within your consultant office, and so that is listed right there on the left. If you squint your eyes a little bit, at least down here, you see the 35% discount applied. Okay?
So you can put in the card for the full retail. You can put it in for a discounted amount. You can put in your card just for the wholesale, whatever you want to do.
Completely flexible.
Okay, now here's the thing that I'm really excited about, the thing that if I had my way and I could work on anything that I wanted to, I would give you all massive functionality for customer lead tracking and sales tracking. And this is where we've started, is the customer reports as well as the follow-ups, of course. We provide you reports for your top customers. We provide you reports for your top products. We also provide you a handy little report called the SKU report. And what that is it loads all of the products that you're able to sell. And you can, again, here's the thing where you load it in the background, you start typing, you select that product. Now, there's a lot of options in the report. You can select it for a date range. You can select it for an order type. You can select it for a contact group, which is host, guest, customer, non-attending guest, and I think lead. So you set all of that up. You look up the products, and you click View Report, you now have a curated list of who bought a particular product. So let's say that someone purchased UPP 6 months ago, and you want to get that resale opportunity. You do all of that, you export the list. You now have an Excel list of everyone that bought UPP within that time frame. So you can contact them and say, hey, or you need some more. Because what happens, right, people run out, and then they don't think to call you. They just go to the store and get something because they're out. And so you can be a lot more proactive in your follow-up sales.
So you, again, with the garbage in, garbage out, or gold in, gold out, this is your gold coming back out. And it will also, all the data that we have in our current system transfers over. So it's not just new data. You're going to be able to pull.
And while you guys are testing and playing in the sandbox, because you all, for coming to leadership, are going to get an email with the link to test the new system. Now, as we've talked in the previous one, don't put an order in because it's not going to ship. But guess what? You can play with this, and it's live data. Okay, so you could actually start using the customer reports. So that's really super exciting. Yeah, it's going to be all your data.
Your data will be in there, your customers. Mm-hmm.
As good as the data that you were putting into the previous system. Yeah,
our current system right now. So
data.
since March of 2013, I think, is when we started our current system. Yeah.
And that's, that right now, like I said, is being converted almost daily, and so you'll see a lot of that over there in the system showcase.
And looking at the time, I'm going to ask you to hold your question, or if we don't get to it, ask the guys in the green shirts out there so we can show you the customer website too. Okay?
And finally, web orders. Okay, so familiar order flow, easy to explain, right? You go ABC. Another great thing about this is that we have really fast product searching. It downloads it in the background. You have a text search. You start typing, it will filter it immediately. You can look by title of the product. You can also look by price in terms of your sort. You can add items to the cart directly from that page. You can also add it to a party directly from that page. It's all right there.
And again, they can type laundry, and this will come up. It doesn't have to, they can type detergent. They can type dish, whatever. And it's going to be smart.
The search is very intuitive in all aspects, even personal websites to our back office.
Yeah. Okay, so that is really what we have for right now. So again, thank you all. This is just a taste of what we're giving you right now and what we have planned for you in the future. I encourage all of you to please, if you have not, or even if you did and now you've heard this and you want to see some of the other features, go back to the system showcase. I believe it opens again at noon today, and check it out. And like I said, we are going to send you a link soon. I don't have the date yet, but soon for you to get in and use this from home. Use it on your phone, use it on your tablet, use it on a Mac. try it on all devices, and give us feedback too. We have suggestion boxes out there that we're asking you to put in your suggestions for, and talk to the people that are out there. They're here to explain the system for you. They're here to help you.
And we're asking you to test it too. If you find something that's inaccurate or something that's not working, you will have a specific 800 number to call and talk to a specific person about the new system.
So again, if you're like me, you're like, we want it tomorrow. But again, it's so that we can be in the system ahead, so that we know it really well. We're able to prepare our team members. We're able to try things that maybe nobody who's tested it has thought of and say, oh, what about this? That kind of thing, so that when it goes live, it's so smooth. So again, hug your IT people.